Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to Favorite Sembang Santai, the podcast where we talk tech, innovation, and everything in between. I'm your host, Zura Zali, and with me, as always, is the man people call IoT Man, Dr. Mazlan Abbas. Welcome, Doctor.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Azura. I think it's always a pleasure to be here. And the topic today will be a great topic lah. I think we're going to explain and also introduce our baby lah.
Ooh, the bond. Okay, Doctor, before we dive into today's main topic, let's talk about something bigger, the rise of AI. Everywhere we turn, AI chatbots are becoming part of our daily lives, from customer service to personal assistant to even helping us ordering food.
Okay, that's true. That's what we are seeing now. So a few years ago, most of these customer service still relied heavily on human punya agents lah. So with humans, we have to employ many people, many staff. So it's quite expensive. So but with the growth of AI, what we are seeing is that chatbots have taken that very repetitive queries. Because most of the time, sometimes people ask you about how do I reset my password. Or where's my order? What is the problem that the issue that I'm facing now? So it's sometimes very repetitive. So the reason is very simple. People want instant answers. So they don't want to wait in a very long queue just to fix a small issue.
Very true. Exactly, indeed. And I think people have also grown more comfortable chatting with AI, because the quality of responses has improved so much, I think. So some bots are like so natural, you forget you're talking to a human. You're not talking to human actually.
So yes, that's the shift that we are looking now. It's very important because if AI can solve the everyday customer frustrations, so why not use the same approach for more technical fields now? We can move towards IoT development. So that's another part of the story that we can tell you lah, because it's always in customer service, in telco, in banks and all that. But what about IoT development kan?
Yes, that which brings us to favorite journey, Doctor.
Okay.
You've been building the favorite IoT platform since 2017. So what is the biggest challenges you notice among users?
I think you also you notice this, Zura. I think for the last 7 years, 8 years that we have ideas again. What we're seeing is that we saw many of these developers, especially the students, sometimes even the companies, they are very eager to explore IoT. So but when they sat down, they face three pain points. One of them is the coding. The coding was very complex to them, so it seems sometimes they don't have a good background on how to build something which is new. So secondly, there weren't enough clear step-by-step resources. So resources can be everywhere. They try to find in GitHub, they try to find in the internet, YouTube channel and all that. So they have to read and view a lot of videos.
And Tesla.
And So that try and error, and sometimes it doesn't fit to their project. So the codes that they find. And when they needed help, they couldn't find the dedicated IoT focused support, especially when they are building using Favorite, for example. Where can they find this resource? So most of the time, this resource is being generated by members. So they put in the YouTube. But what if the members are not generating these contents? So we need someone to help us. Always be ready to help us.
Yelah, Doctor, macam I remember like in a workshop, right? Some students would spend hours just trying to connect a single device. By the end of the day, they were frustrated instead of being excited.
We have conducted many workshops. So and this problem repeated itself everywhere. It's not only the workshops that we are doing, conducting. We see this in the universities, the corporate teams who doing the project, even the hobbyists. So what's so sad is that the enthusiasm was there,
Betul.
but the resources were really scattered everywhere. So they had to dig, I must mention to you just now, they had to dig through all these YouTube tutorials, kan?
Yeah.
And then sometimes they guess from the generic coding forums whether this coding fits to their requirement or not. And that slows down the learning and kills the creativity. Takes time.
It takes so much time.
Yeah, so they get frustrated lah after a while.
That's right. So that was actually the trigger point. People needed help but couldn't find the right one. And that's where the idea of Fabi was born, right, Doctor?
Yeah, exactly. I think we always ask ourselves, what if we build an AI assistant that's dedicated to IoT alone? But IoT, not IoT everything. So everything specifically for the IoT. Favorite ecosystem.
Yes.
So favorite platform and all that. So instead of them searching this blindly, users can just simply ask and get the answer tailored for their IoT journey lah.
Yes. But why the name Fabi?
That one you cheated lah.
I know about the Fae because it belongs to favorite.
Yeah, that's one. Fae is about favorite.
Okay.
And the B?
Cuba doktor cerita. Pula doktor cerita. Doktor nak cerita. Where does the B come from?
The B. I'm sure you know the B. It represents what?
Buzzing. Buzzing, helping. Macam tu.
It's
Kita ramai helping.
It's the helper kan? The helper. That's always
Okay.
buzzing. Always working, always collecting knowledge. So these are the small but very powerful.
Yes, betul.
So they contribute to something bigger. That's what Fabi is. Small, very fast, tireless, but helping people build something very big.
So these bees are like working 24/7.
Yeah.
I like that. Fabi, the buzzing guide in the IoT hive.
Exactly. Okay.
Alright. Okay, Doctor. Let's touch on the bigger picture. Why was it important for Favorite to bring AI into the journey?
Okay. IoT alone is already powerful, kan?
Yes.
Okay. That's where we start our journey is lah. But when you combine IoT plus AI, that is the real game changer.
Yes.
So IoT provides the data, so AI makes sense of it. So
Betul.
it's the brain, kan?
All the insights are
All
there.
the insights. So and for us, it wasn't just about analytics. It was also about making our IoT development more human friendly. So we realized that the IoT adoption to scale, we need to lower the entry barrier.
Okay.
So when I say the entry barrier, we need some help. So AI in the form of Fabi that we have, that will help us to achieve by turning the complex coding into natural conversations.
Okay, so it's going to be simpler lah. So it's not just about smart cities or big enterprises. It's also helping one student in their dorm room build their first IoT project.
Absolutely, that's the beauty of Fabi lah.
Yes, alright. Okay, Doctor, let's break it down. For listeners who haven't tried Fabi yet, what exactly does it bring to the table?
Okay. Maybe later you can show the photo of Fabi. Boleh nanti?
Okay.
Okay, let me explain while you are trying to show that apa benda yang Fabi yang kita mention tu kan. Kan. So there are actually 6 things that this Fabi can do. One is the hands-on coding help.
Okay.
Fabi gives what we call ready-to-use snippets, the coding snippets. So for example, if I want to connect ESP32 to Favorite with Wi-Fi connectivity with an MQTT protocol, so no more hunting in random forums. So you want to search. So now exactly the coding snippets are there, the code snippets. And then the second part is about step-by-step guidance. So when I say step-by-step guidance, people just don't know where to start. So from wiring the sensors to visualizing data, dashboards, maybe it can help you to walk through each stage clearly. And thirdly, rapid prototyping. Fabi will help you to move from idea to prototype in record time lah. So instead of you being stuck in, for weeks, you can test ideas within hours. So it's very short period. And fourth is about always online support, always on support. Meaning to say it's available 24 by 7 by 365 days. Sorry guys, people like us needs to rest.
Yes.
So the support team needs to rest. But since our favorite is global, everywhere around the world, so our working hours not the same as working hours in other countries.
Time zone
So
difference.
when we are asleep, people ask us because they are still awake. So whether you're coding in the classroom at 10 a.m. ke, debugging this at 2 a.m. ke, Fabi is always there.
Yep.
Yeah. So the fifth part is that it's built for educators and students.
Okay.
Yeah, Fabi is like your teaching assistant. Educators save a lot of time
Alright.
in teaching the students, but the students also gain confidence without the fear of asking silly questions to their lecturer.
But there's nothing silly about questions, right?
You know,
Asking
people
questions.
have different cultural background.
Okay.
Some people are very bold in asking questions, even stupid questions,
Yes,
but some
yes.
people very, very timid, very shy, not even want to ask, looks stupid, but in fact everyone is there stupid.
Exactly.
So they need someone to ask the question. So
A rap.
Yeah, so right. So instead of they ask the question to the lecturers, they can ask the Fabi lah.
Right.
To help them. And finally, number 6, I would say that it will help the seamless favorite integration. So every project guided by Fabi can actually already optimize for favorite platform. How you onboard the device, creating the dashboards. So it's very seamless integration with your product lah.
Nice. So that is actually like a complete package, Doctor. It's not just a tool; it's a companion for the whole IoT journey.
Yes.
Right. So apa tu? Basically, for all of you who wants to know what are we talking about? Fabi, nampak ke Fabi? So, yeah. So that's the AI chat assistant for favorite.
Tu gambar dia.
We call favorite.
Dia once you log in to the platform, you're able to see Fabi in the one of the features kat situ lah. Sebelah on the column you will see Fabi AI chatbot. From there, any of our users who subscribe or register our platform, either free or paid, they are able to use Fabi.
Right.
So don't be shy. I mean, that's how we want to democratize IoT lah. So meaning to say, when I say democratize IoT, everyone have the chance to build their own IoT solution.
Correct. Yes. So Doctor, I guess around this timing, people are like already going off for lunch perhaps.
Yeah, they are hungry.
Aren't we not?
So no one is here to listen to us.
Uh-huh.
I think it's normal. I
But
think
no risk.
Facebook Live is always like that.
No issue on that.
People no longer, I think the trend is people no longer view Facebook Live anymore. So you don't see as much as like during the days in COVID-19.
Yeah.
So in COVID-19, people always online.
True.
They don't go anywhere. Their office is actually their computer.
True.
So the only way to get knowledge, get contact is through online.
Yes.
So nowadays people are all outside the office, doing other things. So it's natural.
Right.
They might view this recorded version in our YouTube or Spotify.
Right. So just to tell you again that what we're talking about today is actually about Fabi, our new AI assistants. Alright. So, Doctor, perhaps before we wrap up, where do you see Fabi going in the future?
Where do you see Zura?
I see very far. Fabi will be there buzzing every time.
So what do you think, Zura?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. What we created is always good for all the community to build IoT projects.
Huh?
It's good for helping this Fabi is actually good for helping students, lecturers to build their own IoT solutions.
Yeah.
So we see Fabi not just as a coding helper, but as a so-called community
builder.
So macam imagine student across different countries using Favorite to collaborate.
Wow.
Imagine startups, startup,
Right.
but testing prototypes faster because Fabi reduced their learning curve, and eventually Fabi will grow smarter. Of course, not just giving solutions, but also recommending best practice, maybe ada security tips, and even design the improvements.
Yeah, I think AI it learns from the community themselves. But I like the idea when you mentioned, Zura, it's only not coding helper kan. You mentioned tadi dia sebagai community builder. Oh, I can't imagine when maybe not only helping people locally here in Malaysia, so they help people across other countries. So we have 25 countries that we want to go to, but we have also 111 countries from around the world.
Yes, they have already using us.
They have been using us, but imagine we are unable to teach them directly from here. But Alhamdulillah, with the help of Fabi, our AI chatbot, it can assist them in developing them. So we are building communities. Fabi is building communities for Malaysia, for Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, Turkey, US, South Africa, Europe, you name it. So all this community of favorite communities being built through our Fabi.
Yes. So Fabi isn't just today's assistant, it's tomorrow IoT mentor. Abela you, Doctor.
Wow. I think that's the vision. That's the vision that we have. Okay, Zura.
No, but yes, we still need you, Doctor. Fabi is just your assistant for favorite IoT.
Not replacing me, not replacing Zura. We will not be able to replace both of us because the brain is still within the human.
Yes. All right. So, Doctor, this has been very inspiring. From the rise of AI chatbots in customer service to the challenges of IoT beginners to the birth of Fabi. We've seen how AI is no longer optional; it's actually part of the journey, right, Doctor?
Yes, and for us at Favorite, Fabi represents our belief that technology should be accessible, supportive, and empowering for all.
Yes. Alright. So to all our listeners, if you ever felt lost in coding, if you ever thought IoT was too hard, it's time to let Fabi burst into your project. Because sometimes the right helper at the right time can make all the difference. Alright, so we hope you enjoy this episode. Check out our recorded version of this podcast at Spotify and YouTube channels. Don't forget to follow, share, and join us for more chill but mind-blowing conversations. I'm Zura Huzali.
And I'm Mazlan Abbas.
Signing out and see you next time. Bye-bye.